Jesus Freak here. I have to say I've had a good run of bad luck with apartments. I had a fairly cheap one for a while, a couple blocks from where I am currently for a few years. And my former foster parents who rented that to me seemed to not really want to deal with anything that happened there. And just before they sold it, I wound up leaving. Found a low income slash disabled place downtown. But the cost of that was I kind of lost my independence. And after a few years, I wound up having to find another place. Which would have been fine, apart from the fact that I had a neighbor below me who had some problems. With white rocks. And after that, I wound up moving in with. I thought she was my girlfriend. She'd been my girlfriend before, but stuff went pear shaped very quickly with that relationship. So I found the last place I was at, which of every place I've ever lived, it was the place I lived the longest. Just shy of 8 years, I think. And after a couple changes of ownership, the place started falling apart. So I moved where I am currently. And after about, it's been not quite 3 years, and apparently the issues with the management here and the city have gotten to a point the city they slapped a sign on the door. It doesn't currently say that, hey, that, occupancy is no longer legal, but there is a sign on the door, so I guess it's just the first step. And unfortunately, it's never been much of a renter's market when I've had to find a place. So that's the situation I'm kind of in right now. And me being a sort of quirky person, it's not entirely that I couldn't afford something, but I kind of need my independence, but I might not be able to afford to have it much longer. It's just the kind of situation I'm in right now. See a lot of people who own places to rent out. They don't seem to care about them. They get their money, that's it. And even if you have a legitimate issue, don't really want to be bothered. But they won't let you take care of it yourself either. I've kind of burned my bridges asking for help, so that's just where I am. I kind of wish I had a different situation, but life is the curveballs were thrown. So we got to deal with. Sometimes it's been my fault, and sometimes it's been others' faults. Sometimes it's been a little A, a little B. And I've already had a hard life. I grew up in the foster system, and they say half of us wind up on the streets if we, you know, remain in the system until we age out, which I did. I was gracefully allowed to stay with the family I was with until I was 21 because situations put me a couple years behind in high school. So it wasn't until I was 20 that I finally graduated. It wasn't because I failed or anything. It was because of a group home I was in for 3 years and the limits of their ability to teach me. So I've had a lot to deal with, and it's catching up to me. I happen to live in a place, in a city that has a low cost of living. Relatively speaking. I don't know. I guess sometimes there's things I gotta be candid about. Even if it does feel like maybe I'm spilling my guts a little too much. Maybe it's easier for me for others to understand my situation. Anyway. Jesus freak out.